you?
Hi Jeanette, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for coming in to see me. I'm really happy that you've come in to have a chat about nutrition. So hopefully it can help you with your with maybe some healthier habits and help you with your workouts and that kind of thing. More energy, build up a bit of muscle. Yeah,
that's great. Sounds good.
Yeah, alrighty. So I guess first of all, I just want to clear a few things up. So there's a little bit of a background. So I'm a qualified Cert 3 fitness professional. And what that means is that I'm not a fully qualified nutritionist or dietitian. So what I can offer you is some guidance and some nutrition guidance based on the Australian Dietary Guidelines. So I can help you with balanced meals, help you with energy, anything more specific like macros or anything like that, but we'll have a little bit more of a chat about that when we talk about your goals and that kind of thing and what you're really looking for. Just so you're aware of that right now, I can't make you up meal plans, anything too personalised or specific. So are we clear on that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
Amazing.
You.
So let's just have a little chat just to get things started. I do have a dietary habits questionnaire here. So we'll just have to go through it one by one.
Perfect.
Based on the Australian Dietary Guidelines and the five major food groups.
Cool.
Yeah? Are you aware of the 5 major food groups?
No, but
No?
can you tell me?
I can absolutely tell you.
Oh.
One of the great resources, and you can have a look for yourself, is the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating. So basically they set it out like a healthy balanced plate, really.
Oh, yes.
In the old days it used to be the food pyramid, but now we do it more like a balanced plate. So essentially you've got your fruits and vegetables, your fruit, then you've got your dairy, then you've got your meat and alternatives. Now alternatives, are you aware what that is?
Yeah, a bit of tofu.
Yeah, tofu is protein, absolutely. But you've got your lentils and those sorts of things as well. And especially for, vegetarians and vegans, we need to find other protein sources, which is absolutely possible for you as well, if that's an option. But then you've got your grains as well, which includes your pastas, your breads, all those sorts of things. Yeah, so that's your 5 main food groups.
Perfect.
And then we have water over here to ensure that you're staying nice and hydrated, because that's just as important as your eating as well, especially if you're doing a fair bit of working out. Yeah, and in our climate as well up here in Queensland. And these little sometimes foods down here, you may have heard of them being called discretionary choices before, but they're basically your sometimes food and drinks, which includes soft drinks and alcohol, but takeaways, which usually have quite a lot of fat, salt and sugar within them. Yeah, so we just have them on the occasion, but we try and concentrate on these 5 food groups here. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so let's have a little chat we'll go through this questionnaire. So if you had a dietary goal right now, or sort of nutrition goal, what would some of those goals be if you had to put them down?
Yeah, look, eating healthier, fueling myself properly, and just some better energy and for my workouts. Probably better protein. Higher protein intake as well, I think, which will support muscle gain and muscle overall.
Yeah, for
muscle
sure.
health.
I mean, right now, we won't concentrate so much on your protein numbers because that's quite specific to you. So if that was something that you really wanted to look into, maybe we could refer you to a qualified nutritionist and or a dietitian, maybe even go see your GP, and then they'll refer you to whoever you need to see. But just for the time being, let's just have a look at your eating habits now, and we can go from there. Yeah, cool. So I'm just going to go through your serves per day. Now, this is obviously, like I said, I'm basing this on the Australian Dietary Guidelines.
Yeah.
So basically how they work is they have a certain amount of serves per day, which is what we really ideally would like to meet. And then if you, based on your energy needs, certain characteristics, you can either have, you may need more of those serves per day. And that also depends on your portion sizes as well, depending on your energy requirements. Yeah, you can have smaller portion sizes or larger portion sizes. So let's just have a talk about your serves. So first of all, so how many serves of vegetables do you usually eat per day? To give you some sort of idea of a serve of vegetables, 1 serve of vegetables is maybe about half a cup of cooked vegetables, half a cup of cooked lentils or chickpeas, 1 cup of salad vegetables, or half a medium potato or 1 tomato.
I'm probably in that 0 to 1 range.
Okay, no worries. And when would you usually have those vegetables, do you think?
Oh, look, probably in the evening, but yeah,
Yeah.
any time during the day.
So your evening meal will probably be like your balanced plate for the day
I
kind
would
of
say
thing?
so.
Yeah, okay. How many serves of fruit do you usually eat per day? So 1 serve of fruit could be a medium apple, banana or orange, 2 small apricots, 1 cup of diced or canned fruit, or half a cup of fruit juice.
Yeah, I'm probably in that 0 to 1 range again of fruit.
Okay, and do you have like specific fruit that you really like to eat?
Oh, occasionally I'll probably have an apple. That's probably my
Okay.
my choice.
All right.
Small
And have you
apple.
ever thought about having sort of fruit as maybe like a pre-workout type thing, or like to give you a little bit more energy? Do you find that fruit gives you a lot of energy?
No, I haven't,
No,
but
okay.
that's probably something I should be really looking at trying for sure.
Okay, cool. And how many serves of bread and cereals do you usually eat per day? This is your grains that we talked about.
Definitely in that 0 to 1 range again. Yeah.
Okay, so if it was, because if 1 serve, actually people are actually quite surprised by this, that 1 serve is only 1 slice of bread, and most people will have 2. Yeah, or half a medium roll, or half a cup of rice or pasta or noodles, or half a cup of cooked porridge, or half a cup of muesli. So if you said 0 to 1 serves per day, when or what type of grains are you eating, and when are you eating it?
Probably
usually?
just having a slice of bread, slice of toast, maybe with breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that gives you a nice bit of energy at the beginning of the day, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll just go through the dairy. Just one other question. So you don't have any dietary requirements or anything like
No, I don't.
intolerances or anything?
No.
Okay.
Very
All right.
tolerant.
You are very tolerant. So 1 serve of dairy is 1 cup of fresh long life or buttermilk, half a cup of evaporated milk, 2 slices of cheese, or half a cup of ricotta, or 3/4 a cup of yogurt, or one of those squeezy yogurts, and 1 cup of calcium enriched soy or rice or other cereal drink, which you probably are drinking anyway. So I'm probably looking more at the dairy.
I'm
cow
definitely
dairy.
in probably that 2 to 3 range. I would say I certainly drink milk with my coffee, and definitely enjoy cheese. Enjoy some yogurt, so I would probably be in that 2 to 3 range.
Oh, that's good, yeah. And usually sort of cow dairy,
Yes.
like full fat
Full
kind
fat,
of thing.
yeah.
Okay. That's just one little thing that we'll talk about just in regards to the Australian Dietary Guidelines too. They usually recommend just the reduced fat options, just to watch your fat intake, just especially saturated fats, especially from animal fats. It's just something just to be aware of, that's all. So even if you start considering maybe reduced fat options when it comes to cheese and milk and that kind of thing, just something to think about.
Yep.
How many serves of meat alternatives do you usually eat per day? So 1 serve of meat, which I'm assuming, how many serves of meat do you usually have? Lean red meat is usually about 90 to 100 grams raw. Well, it's usually about a fist. Yeah, give or take.
I'm a good consumer of meat. I really like.
And what kind of meat do you usually
red
prefer?
meat.
Red meat.
Chicken, eggs. So.
And how many serves do you think you would have per day?
I'm probably in that 4 to 5 range. in
Okay.
terms of
Yeah, so you
meat.
do like your meat or alternatives.
Yes, I do.
And just one thing, just with the meat, and you said red meat and chicken in particular, just because they're a bit of a standout. What kind of cuts do you usually choose, or did you keep the skin on the chicken, those sorts of things?
Oh, look, I probably don't mind keeping the skin on. I like a rib fillet.
Yeah. So that's just another thing just to keep in mind, just with the whole saturated fat coming from animal fats. They're usually quite high in saturated fat. So it's just something to keep in mind, maybe removing the skin from your chicken and just being aware of the cuts of steak that you're eating or red meat that you're eating, just something to keep in mind anyway. It's just nice to make those little changes. So we're looking at discretionary choices now, which are your occasional foods and drinks. This is per week, so it's just on average, okay? So to give you an idea, you can have 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 slices of processed meat, which could be salami, hams, all the things from the deli, basically. 25 grams of chocolate. Do you drink any soft drink?
No, not a lot of soda, but I do. If I do, I'll have a Pepsi Max or something like that.
Okay, yeah. And then do you drink much alcohol at all?
Yeah, I have a couple of beers here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So judging by that, how many serves per week do you think you could be having on average?
Probably around 7 to 9, I would say. Yeah, I'm not always a good preparer of taking food to work, so I'm sometimes going to the carvery or the canteen and having some choices of their selection, which will be a little bit fast foody.
Okay.
So definitely would sit in that discretionary range.
All right. Yeah, which can definitely happen with convenience foods.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a matter of making the right choices when it comes to going to those places. Yeah.
Yeah. They do have those options, but yeah.
Well, I was also going to say, when it comes to those sorts of things, if you need any recipe ideas or anything like that, maybe we can work together and work on sort of a little bit of meal prep.
Yep.
For your days at work, maybe for lunches and that kind of thing, and even leftovers from the night before is a really, really good idea, because you know exactly what's going into those meals, and they're probably a little bit more nutritious than the discretionary choices.
Yep.
The ones that you get from takeaway and those sorts of things, you never really know what's going into them. So, yeah, just something to think about.
Yep.
I think we're just about done. I think we'll just go, we've sort of covered it a little bit, but we'll just go through the serves that the Australian Dietary Guidelines recommends. So you were saying with your vegetables, so like I said, this fly is really handy. Yeah, it's a really good visual. So your vegetables, so you're having 0 to 1 a day.
Yep.
So if you look at the 19 to 50-year-olds for males, it should actually be 6.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's just, I'll give you some ideas for those in a second.
Yep.
So with your fruit, it should be 2.
Yeah, right.
Now, just keeping in mind, this is just for the general population, yeah? This doesn't take into consideration your energy expenditure, your characteristics and that kind of thing, yeah? For your grains, it's 0 to 1, but you should be having 6. That's pretty high for grains, that one.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of work to do there. Maybe try and incorporate that a little bit more into your day. You're absolutely fine with your protein choices, with your lean meats and poultries and that kind of thing. You're doing fine there, because that's actually 3, so you're above the recommended servings, so that's absolutely fine. Just your choice of meats and skin on the chicken and that kind of thing is probably something just to be wary of. And with your dairy, you're pretty good there too, 2 to 3. It's 2.5. So you're spot on with your dairy there. Good. But just like I said before, just keep an eye on, maybe consider reduced fat options when you can.
All right.
I do have just a few little ideas. So like I said, aim to eat from all 5 groups each day if you can. Try and make a balanced plate as often as you can. I mean, obviously we can't do that every snack and every meal, but when you can, it's great. Increase vegetables to around 5 serves per day. So you said you have them at dinner time, but let's try and add a few more maybe at lunchtime, and even in the morning if you make more of like a protein meal with your eggs, like an omelette or whatever, throw in a few veggies as well, then you've had a few of your serves already at the beginning of the day. I've already talked about your fruit, your lean protein. When you're having your grains, try and choose whole grain options. Just for more steady energy. If you choose whole grain options, your body, it's actually slower to digest. So it actually releases energy a lot slower. So it's actually more sustains you for a lot longer than like white bread options, for example. And drink enough water. How is your water intake, do you think?
Oh, look, some days it's better than others, but it's certainly something I could look at improving and ensuring I'm getting that, above 2 litres in. So for sure. Especially if you're exercising, and like I said, during summer in Queensland heat, it's absolutely, we need it. And even considering some electrolytes just to boost that hydration as well, if you feel like you need more. I think that's it for today. If you're happy to, in a couple of days, I'd like to, I'll have a look through a little bit more through this. And come up with some more solutions for you, so we can work together and really work on some healthy habits and go from there. How's that sound? Perfect.
Yeah, amazing.
All right.
Thanks, Ray.